Hello everyone, this is Russell with Hendrix Timber Mulchers, and I'm going to be going over the Barko 930B model. First we're going to hit up all the maintenance points and inspection points and stuff. You got grease certs here and here. There's one here. There's one here. In the back there's one back in there. And everywhere there's a pin or a pivot point, there is a grease cert. And we're going to move around here. You have two grease certs right here that flow in lines to grease a spot you can't get to. Underneath this cover, there's access to two U-joints that are in there that both have grease certs. Those need to be greased about once a week. Everything else is every day. There's a U-joint here, and there is another one behind this cover. Also behind this cover, you will find the transmission/transfer case. It does not have a dipstick. It has a fill plug. We'll throw a picture in here later with that circled so you can see it. There are 4 grease certs right here. Again, these are daily. As we move around, this is your fuel water separator right here. It's got a spot here to drain the fuel or the water out of the fuel. It also is not supposed to have fuel up here. This, as your filter gets dirty, this fills up with diesel. It's an indicator on how dirty your filter is. When it gets full of fuel, change your fuel filters, both of them. And the other ones on the other side will show it to you in a bit. There is a dipstick right here on the pump drive gearbox. It is full of gear oil, 7590 synthetic. We recommend that you change it every 500 hours. You also have a water drain to drain the water out of your air tank. Here you have the master switch to cut the power on and off. You also have the lugs to jump start it should batteries be dead. Speaking of batteries, they are here behind this panel. This panel comes off to let you access it. Here's your engine oil filter. Again, we recommend that you change that every 250 hours. Book says 500, we say 250. Here is the DEF. Always use clean DEF. This is where you fill it up. This is the pump, it's automatic, you don't have to worry about it. It does have a filter here, but it only needs to be changed every 4,000 hours. Right here is your coolant surge tank. So on top of it is where you would refill it with coolant. It has a sensor, so the computer will tell you on the inside if it's low on coolant. Moving around back some more. Here is the winch control. Only works when the engine's running. It has 3 positions. When you go up with it, it will winch out. When it's in the middle, it does nothing, but it will let the inside controls work. When you push it down, it puts it in free spool, and the inside controls will not work. So it stays in the middle most of the time. We go around here. This is the fan door. You'll have to open this every day to blow the radiator and stuff out. This is the shroud. Okay, this is the fan door. This is how it opens. Swings out of the way here. That way you can get in here, blow out your radiator, blow out your oil cooler, your air-to-air intercooler. One very important thing to take note of, that's the proximity switch. It senses that the fan door is closed. If it is not working, and or what happens most usually is it's out of adjustment, the engine will not run. Sometimes it gets loose and the engine will run till the fan reverses, which then causes the engine to die. So if your engine dies randomly, check that out. It will also die randomly if that latch is not latched. Okay, as we come around here, there's a set of valves that go to the tank here. Your machine should have all of them with a hose clamp to hold them open so they do not accidentally close. They're all the suction lines that go to the hydraulic tank. This right here is the condenser for the air conditioner. If your air conditioner is not blowing cold, try blowing that out first. Let's see. Here's the engine oil, where we check the engine oil. Here's where we fill the engine oil. Here is the final fuel filter. So like I said, when that other one fills up with fuel and tells you it's time to change them both. Here you will find the hand pump. That's what you use to fill it with hydraulic fluid. If you're low on hydraulic fluid, you take this hose here, you screw it in down here, and you throw it into your bucket of hydraulic fluid, and you pump. And that way it keeps you from having to climb up there and handle heavy buckets up in the air. The box that this is wrapped around, that is some of your air filters. This machine has 5 air filters. Inside that box you will find 4 of them. There are 2 outer filters and 2 inner filters. In the box up top, you will find the big round air filter. That one needs to be blown out daily. The other filters down here, they don't get near as dirty since that one catches 90% of it. On those, we recommend checking on them about once a week. If they're dirty, change the outer filters. The inner filters should be good. Change them when you change the second set of outer filters. This right here is a pressure transducer. It is the sensor for the gauge in there that senses hydraulic pressure. This is where you keep it clipped when you're mulching and want to read the pressure going to the mulching head. But it is designed so you can move it around if you ever need to diagnose a problem. So this is an air outlet. As long as the engine's running, you'll have compressed air. Do not use that to blow the air filters out unless you have another set of air filters in there. This is the other side of where I showed you earlier. There was some U-joints back there that you need to grease, but you can get to it from either side. The axles. We need to service the axles at 100 hours, but then after that it's only every 2,000. And so it's got a drain plug and a fill plug. Whichever one's at the bottom is the drain plug, and you fill it to halfway. You drive it till that's halfway, and that's where you fill it. Each side, the left side and the right side and the middle of the axle, is all one common pool of fluid. So you can just drain it from one side. It will take 10 or 12 hours though for it to move from one side to the other. So we recommend you to drain it in the middle and at both ends. But it is just one thing. You can, if you pump it up in full, check it the next morning to make sure everything's had a chance to level out. Okay everyone, this is the inside of the Barko 930B. We're gonna crank it up here in a minute. Okay, it is starting up, and as you can see on the screen, it basically asks you if this configuration is correct. That will show you what buttons do what on your joysticks. They can be moved. If you hit the no button on joystick config correct, you can move like the push bar up and push bar down to different buttons if you would like. For now, we're just gonna hit yes. And now this is your main screen. It shows you your PSI of your hydraulic head, RPMs of the engine, temperature of the coolant, temperature of the hydraulic fluid, the amount of def, the amount of fuel, and this is your throttle. So that's how to run the engine. These buttons, they call this the keypad. As you can see, you have several buttons here. This one is what used to be labeled control power. When you push it, it unlocks the hydraulics. When you push it again, it locks the hydraulics. If you push it to unlock the hydraulics and then push the park brake button, it will come out of park and you can move back and forth. I'm gonna hit the park button again. Okay, your other buttons, this one here turns the mulcher on. Do not do that unless you are certain it is clear and safe to do so. This button here is not a windshield wiper, but an air knife. Basically, it's got an air compressor and it blows stuff off of the windshield. You have a button here for high and a button here for low. That is to shift your transfer case. The machine must be not moving and in park for you to do that. The buttons over here are differential lock. This is the rear differential lock. This is the front differential lock. With both differential locks engaged, the machine will not turn. Okay. As we go back to the screen, the touch screen, as you can notice, you've got some buttons here on the screen. If you hit this, well, it went back. These buttons are the same buttons that are right here. You can control it either place. It does not matter. Now, going back, here we have the lights, the winch control, you have the float, you also have the fan reverse. That's just to manually reverse the fan. Now, we have some other buttons here. That one is the engine button. It brings up all the stuff you could want to know about the engine. You still have the throttle here, so you can leave it on this screen while you run the machine if you would like. The triangular button, that is all your alerts. As you can see, everything in here is checked off. If I open a door, it knows I have opened the door, and then we'll set that. It will lock the control power until I do that and turn the control power back on. If the machine, if there's a red X, it will beep. This button here quiets the beep. Okay, we have a menu button. Should you need to get in here and look at any system features, info, here you go, stuff like that. Logs is where you would read any engine faults. So if you see an engine fault pop up and it goes away and you need to look for it, that's where you look. Let's see here. There we go. This here for operator, you can change to different operators and different configurations of the joystick buttons. And let's see here. This is the hydraulic system. You can leave it in this while you run the machine also, if you want to keep a closer eye on the hydraulic temperature and whatnot as you're running it. The other controls are the air conditioning. This is temperature. This is fan speed. This little switch right here, when you put it in snowflake, it turns on the air conditioner. When you put it in the middle, it turns it off. When you put it in defrost, it turns on the air conditioner and turns on a separate fan to make the air come out of here to blow onto the windshield. On the side here, you have your joysticks. They do fold up and fold up out of your way to get in and out of the machine easier. You have your fire extinguisher there. One thing on the Barkos that is pretty important that you will need is back here behind the seat, in this box down here, is two air filters. They filter your air conditioning, so blow them out every now and then. If they get dirty, call us and we'll send you a new one. Right here is your diagnostic connectors, should you ever need them. Here is your O-ring spare kit and a flashlight. This panel here to your right, that's where all your fuses lie. Should you ever need to look for a fuse, it's inside there. I think that's about it for the inside of the Barko 930B.